Favor say aye. Aye. Those in favor say no. No. It's the opinion of the chair that the ayes have it and the resolution is agreed to, and without objection the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I yield 2 minutes to the gentlelady from the great state of New York, Nicole Maliotakis.
The gentlewoman from New York is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We've heard from my colleagues the reasons why the Representative Omar should be removed from this committee, but I feel like all the reasons have not just yet been stated, which is why I rise to add for the record. We've heard about the comments that were made regarding anti-Semitism and anti-Israeli views, but I rise to add to the record that as a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, I've sat there and heard the representative actually spew anti-American rhetoric as well.
During a press interaction marked by strong opinions, former President Donald Trump spoke candidly when asked about the recent censure of Representative Ilhan Omar. He said the action taken against her was not enough and went on to call her record in Congress disappointing. Trump noted that he found it difficult to understand how someone who came from a country affected by conflict and hardship could speak so critically about the United States, a nation that had provided her safety and opportunity. His remarks quickly spread through the political world. Supporters described his comments as straightforward and honest, while critics said they were unnecessary and overly severe. Still, Trump's main point was unmistakable. He believed that public officials should show respect and appreciation toward the country they serve. His tone carried frustration but also reflected the feelings of many Americans who have followed Omar's past controversies in Washington. Inside the House chamber, tension ran high as lawmakers gathered to vote on the resolution to censure Omar. The discussion had stretched for hours, with both sides presenting their arguments in full. When the Speaker finally called for the vote, members waited quietly, their attention fixed on the results that would soon appear. As the tally was announced, the room filled with mixed reactions. Some legislators applauded in agreement, while others looked unsettled. The Speaker confirmed that the motion to censure had passed. The decision represented more than just a disciplinary measure. It was seen by many as a reminder that elected leaders are expected to uphold a higher standard of responsibility. In the end, the vote underscored a lasting message. Words spoken in public office carry weight, and accountability remains essential in American politics.
I've been in that committee room where the representative equates Israel and the United States to Hamas and the Taliban. Absolutely unacceptable for a member of that committee. I've also heard the representative equate that it is the United States' fault that there is turmoil in Venezuela, that is not because of the oppressive socialist and communism that has spread throughout Central and South America and Venezuela at the hands of the Maduro and Hugo Chavez regimes. That is unacceptable. And as a New York representative, to hear the representative belittle, to try to diminish the worst terrorist attack on United States soil on September 11, 2001, as some people did something, that is unacceptable as well. And I hold the same standard for this side of the aisle that I do the other, because when another colleague on my side said something about 9/11, I also voted to have her removed from the Education Committee because I thought that was inappropriate. So I'm being consistent here, and I hope my colleagues will do the same to show that this is about consistency and accountability, because we should not have an individual with those views on the committee that is tasked with representing our country and our Congress to foreign nations. I yield back.
New York Representative Nicole Maliotakis gave one of the most direct speeches of the day, standing firm in her criticism of Representative Ilhan Omar. Speaking from her own experience on the same committees, Maliotakis recalled moments when Omar compared the United States and Israel to extremist groups, comments she described as both inappropriate and harmful. Her voice carried through the chamber as she explained why such remarks, in her view, showed a lack of respect for America's allies and the values its leaders are expected to uphold. She also reminded the House that Omar had once blamed the United States for problems in countries like Venezuela, without acknowledging the role of local corruption and authoritarian rule. For Maliotakis, this was not just another political speech. She spoke as a New Yorker who had witnessed the aftermath of 9/11 and as an American who believed Congress should reflect integrity and responsibility. Her comments brought renewed attention to one of Omar's most disputed past statements about the 9/11 attacks. Many lawmakers, including Maliotakis, revisited that issue, saying the words had caused lasting pain for victims' families and others affected by the tragedy. For them, it wasn't only about the language used, it was about what it represented, a sense of distance from the nation's shared loss. Inside the chamber, the debate grew more emotional as those memories resurfaced. Members reflected on how deeply that event had shaped the country and questioned how anyone in public office could speak of it without full awareness of its meaning. The moment served as a quiet reminder that healing and understanding often depend on accountability, and for many, that process still continues.
The gentlelady yields back.
The budget. Whereas Charlie Kirk was a lifelong advocate for freedom of speech, civil political discourse, and the political engagement of youth. Whereas Charlie Kirk was a man of deep faith, a husband, and a father to 2 young children. Whereas on September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk was assassinated on the campus of Utah Valley University while exercising his First Amendment right to freedom of speech. Whereas on September 11th, 2025, one day after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Representative Ilhan Omar gave an interview on Zateo's town hall with Mehdi Hassan in which she smeared Charlie Kirk and implied he was to blame for his own murder. Whereas on September 12, 2025, 2 days after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Representative Ilhan Omar reposted a video on X, formerly known as Twitter, which disparaged the character of Charlie Kirk and those mourning his death. Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X states Charlie Kirk is dead, and before the body got cold, the far right propped his corpse up as a...
The official House resolution listed several concerns about Representative Ilhan Omar's conduct. It focused on her decision to share a video that appeared to mock commentator Charlie Kirk shortly after his death. Lawmakers described the post as inappropriate and said it reflected poorly on the standards of Congress. The resolution called for her removal from certain committees and for a formal censure, saying her actions had affected the House's reputation. To many Americans, the resolution's wording carried more than legal weight. It showed a sense of public frustration with how often political figures face little consequence for their actions. The reading of the document became a notable moment, turning a social media post into a matter of official record. Charlie Kirk's death had already left many people saddened. He was known for encouraging young conservatives to take part in public debate and civic life. His passing was felt deeply by those who followed his work and shared his message. Omar's online post, however, drew criticism soon after. Many felt her response lacked sensitivity and respect, especially at a time when people were mourning. What began as a political disagreement turned into a wider discussion about courtesy and behavior in public office. For many, the situation served as a quiet reminder that leadership comes with responsibility, and moments of loss should be met with understanding rather than division.
Cudgel for their holy war. Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further states, "Don't be fooled. These people don't give a single shit about Charlie Kirk. They are just using his death to further their Christo-fascist agenda." Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further states Charlie Kirk was a reprehensible human being. He enacted his political agenda by preying on weak-minded people. He took complex socioeconomic issues and simplified them by pointing fingers at outgroups, demonizing those groups, and sicking his massive following on them. Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further states Charlie Kirk was a stochastic terrorist, an adamant transphobe. He denied the genocide happening in Palestine. He believed the subjugation of women, and in his last dying words, he was spewing racist dog whistles. Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further states Charlie Kirk was Dr. Frankenstein, and his monster shot him through the neck. Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further blames Charlie Kirk for his own murder. Whereas Clause 1 of Rule 13 of the Rules of the House of Representatives provides a member, delegate, resident commissioner, officer, or employee.
After Representative Ilhan Omar's remarks spread widely online, the response was swift and widespread. Across social media, television, and within Congress, criticism came from all sides. Hashtags calling for her removal appeared quickly, and many voices, both public and political, demanded accountability. Commentators said her comments showed poor judgment and disrespected a nation already mourning. Some members of her own party privately admitted that the situation was difficult to defend. Omar did not issue a public apology or further explanation, and her silence drew even more attention. Many saw it as dismissive rather than confident, which only fueled frustration. What began as anger toward one statement soon grew into a broader expression of public discontent, people saying they were tired of political division, double standards, and a lack of empathy from their leaders. When the resolution to censure Omar failed by a single vote, it became one of the most talked about moments in recent congressional sessions. A few Republican lawmakers crossed party lines to side with Democrats, and that narrow outcome allowed Omar to avoid formal punishment. What could have been seen as a rare act of unity instead became another sign of deep division in Washington. In the days that followed, figures such as Representative Chip Roy and Senator John Kennedy commented that standing up for what is right should never depend on party loyalty. Among conservative voters, disappointment was clear. Many felt that their representatives had chosen politics over principle, a choice that highlighted how divided Congress remains, and how moments calling for shared accountability often end in partisan stalemate.
Employee of the House shall behave at all times in a manner that shall reflect credibility on the House. Whereas Representative Ilhan Omar's actions in the wake of the assassination of Charlie Kirk are reprehensible and affect the dignity and integrity of the proceedings of the House and do not reflect the credibility on the House. Now therefore be it resolved that Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota be censured. Representative Ilhan Omar forthwith present herself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. Representative Ilhan Omar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker, and Representative Ilhan Omar be and is hereby removed from the Committee on Education and Workforce and removed from the Committee on the Budget of the House.
As reports about the deportation proposal gained attention, Representative Ilhan Omar appeared visibly unsettled during a live television interview. What began as a calm discussion quickly grew tense when the name of Congressman Chip Roy, the lawmaker leading the effort to have her removed, was mentioned. Omar responded by saying that Republican critics were unfairly targeting her faith and background. However, her defensive tone drew further criticism. Many viewers took to social media to say she avoided direct questions and shifted the focus to personal grievances instead of responding to the concerns raised about her record. The exchange added to the growing debate, leaving the public divided over whether Omar was being unfairly attacked or simply refusing to take responsibility for her actions.
I was going to ask, last week in the Oval Office, I asked you about if Ilhan Omar should be censored. Congress censored her. I just want to get your reaction to that.
They did censor her. When did this happen?
Yesterday.
Yeah, good. I think she's terrible. I think she should be impeached. I think she's terrible. Is she originally from Somalia?
Yes, sir.
So how are they doing it? How's their government? Do they have a president? Do they have a council? Do they have anything? Do they have police? I love these people that come from a place with nothing. No anything. And then they tell us how to run our country. No, I think if she got censored, that's great. If she got impeached, that's even better. They impeached me twice for nothing. And they impeached me knowing the Republicans are on my side, so they knew it was just, but they impeached me twice. She should be impeached, and it should happen fast. What she says is out of line. Yeah, go ahead.
Senator John Kennedy weighed in on the controversy, saying America's patience had limits. Without attacking Ilhan Omar personally, he reminded that elected officials should represent unity, not division, a message that resonated widely online. Tensions rose when Congressman Chip Roy pressed Omar about her past remarks on U.S. policy. Omar accused him of twisting her words, but viewers noted how her responses weakened under pressure. The exchange quickly went viral. Behind the scenes, lawmakers felt Omar missed a chance to clarify her position. Kennedy's remark that emotion makes criticism look credible spread quickly across social media. Omar later released a statement denying wrongdoing and calling the backlash political theater, but it did little to calm the debate. Roy countered that accountability has no nationality, a line that struck a chord nationwide. By week's end, the issue had grown beyond Omar herself, sparking a wider conversation about honesty, composure, and accountability in American politics.